YouTube? It's the man again, Walker's Waves, Walker's Way Weight Training. Today, we're coming at y'all with a video about my questions on grease. Now, I have some grease here. It's a popular brand, Murray's. I know everybody done heard of that. Mine's fairly full, so I think this was bought probably like a year ago. Yeah. Anyway, I'm coming at y'all with why I don't recommend grease for novice waivers. Now, I probably know what you guys are thinking, like, what? Everybody uses grease, right? I mean, that's what you need, right? No, not necessarily. This is not something that you need for waves. You do not need grease for waves. You don't. They don't help your hair get wavy at all. There is no grease on the market. I don't care if it says wave grease on the front of it, instant wave grease. It's not going to get you waves. The only way to get waves is by brushing your hair, period. What grease does is that it lays your hair down. Okay? That's it. Once you put this stuff in your hair is laid down. Now, why I don't recommend this, if you're not happy with your pattern, if you still have questions and concerns about your swirl or your beehive or this side not waving up like you're supposed to, when you put this stuff in, it solidifies what you have. So what I'm saying is that once you put grease in your hair, when you brush your hair, your brushes, your sessions are going to be less efficient because our hair is chemically laid down or naturally laid down. I don't care if it's natural pomade. You still have grease. You still have some butter that is inhibiting the brush from making new ropes or better ropes or taking out forks. Once you put this in your hair, we're not getting rid of forks. We're laying down the forks. We're laying down our hair. So this is why I don't recommend this for beginners that are maybe having fork issues or, you're having a crown issue. The way, if your waves are not set the way you want them to be set, you just need to brush. Putting grease in your hair is going to mess up what you need to do, and that's brush. Because once you put this in your hair, this is competing with this. You put this in your hair and you brush with this, this is messing up your improvement. So in actuality, this can be more harmful than good. This is why I don't recommend grease for beginner waivers. I don't. Now, I've messed with grease. I have. If you, what I recommend grease for is that if you have a full-time job or a job to where you can't wear a wave cap or a stocking cap underneath the hat, if you're going to be away from your brush for longer than 4 hours, then I would recommend you use some grease, just so the grease will hold your pattern in, since we have no wave cap. Okay? Because I recommend that, I don't care how good your waves are, I would not just show off my waves for longer than 6 hours if I'm not brushing my hair and if I don't have a stocking cap on, because your hair will start to frizz up. Everybody's does. So that's when you would use the grease. That's when the grease is most useful, is the most helpful for you, is when you can't brush. That's when you use grease. When you're a novice or beginner waver, you need to brush. You want to brush. So you don't want anything to stop you from brushing. You don't want nothing to get in the way of the brush. And grease will get in the way of brushing. Well, I'll just put in grease in the morning, look good, and wash it out Washing your hair more than twice a week is bad. Period. If you wet your hair more than twice a week and you brush, what you are doing is that you are weakening your hair strands. Now you see all those wavers maybe on sites and stuff, you can see their scalp, you can see bald spots, their crown is really, really big, it looks like a bald spot, their hair is thin, it's real, real thin, and something made it thin over time. No one is born with just really, really thin hair like that. It's from the choices that you make through life that can either make your hair or body, same thing. The hair and body go together. You can be healthy or you can be unhealthy. Healthy is going to show. Unhealthy is going to show. When your scalp is showing, that's unhealthy. So you don't want anything to help your scalp or your hair become unhealthy. Washing your hair, I don't care if it's with the natural shampoo, the cleanest shampoo that you got, it's not going to be healthy for you when you go back and you do your brush sessions and your hair is weakened, and now the brush is irritating our scalp because we're no longer touching our hair while we're brushing, we're touching our scalp. You touch your scalp with this hard brush right here. This brush is hard. This side of the brush is like a brick. So when I go and I brush my hair, if my hair is wet, if it's wet or damp, and I'm always hitting the same spots, because that's what wavers have to do. We always have to brush into the same spots, the same old stroke or sessions. It's going to weaken your hair strand, and that is going to irritate your scalp. So your hair is not going to grow back as thick. So you go and get that 1.5 cut, and you're going to be noticing, like, why is my hair looking like I'm using the kit? And I'm not using the kit. Well, your scalp. You're irritating your scalp. You're putting in grease in your hair and washing it every single night. That's not healthy. Well, I thought using grease and leaving grease in our hair is not healthy. No. If you're going to use some grease, you leave it in. There's no need for more grease to be put in unless you're sweating it out. So, I wouldn't really recommend putting grease in your hair if you're working like a hot job or sweaty job, or you're gonna sweat or go work out. You wouldn't really put any grease in your hair because you're gonna sweat it out, right? It's the same thing. If you work or your activities during the day causes you to take a shower at night and you want to wash out products in your hair, we're using the wrong products in our hair. You need to use stuff in your hair that doesn't need to be washed out. It's more absorbed by the scalp to help your hair grow longer and stronger. so you can brush longer and the brush sessions pay off more and more. When you put grease in your scalp, when you put grease in your hair, when you go back to brush, this is not working like it should. Period. This, when you can't use this, if you can use this, and novice to beginners, we need to be using this, we don't need this. No grease. This is just hair that's trained by the brush. Lay down. No grease. If this is the type of wave that you want, if these are the type of ropes that you're trying to get, this is the number one supplement that we're going to need. Is this brush right here. This is the number one product. And we don't need a lot of them. You don't. You just need time, effort, and patience. If we don't have the time to brush for certain days, that's when grease comes in handy to keep our hair laid down. See, my hair is laid down. It can fluff back up easily. That's what the grease is for. The grease will keep it staying just like this all day long without the use of this, if you're not able to wear a wave cap. But if I put this in my hair right now, and then I try to use this for better waves, because nobody's perfect. We can all be better. When I try to use this, after using this becomes obsolete until I wash this out. And I only wash my hair once a week. Any more than that, and it frizzes up, which is what a lot of Corsair wavers hair does. This is why I'm trying to tell you, if you're a Corsair waver and you're looking on my channel right now, you don't need grease and you don't need to be washing your hair more than once a week. Well, I hope y'all learned something. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go to the Instagram page, Walker's Waves, follow, comment. I might follow you back, might not, tell your friends about me, tell your girlfriends about me, they're trying to get waves, I'll be able to help them. And y'all stay wavy. Remember what I said, brush and patience. That's all we need. Walker's Way.